Yes, folks, hello, welcome. It's Chris here from MoDXtra Games and Collectibles, and today's video is a new installment in my community interview series. It's taken a long time to get around to this. The very first one I did of these was 10 months ago, and now here I am with part 2. And the idea of the community interview series is just getting to know people from round and about the action figure and wider collectible communities who have an interesting perspective or are heavily involved in a particular niche or can inform us as viewers about a particular element of this wider community that we belong to. And in today's video, I'm going to be interviewing a guy called John. I know him online as @FigureCollectors, with a K and a Z there. And John reached out to me and let me know that he is organising a convention here in the north of England that's taking place this spring. And I took a bit of an interest in what he had going on and said, would you like to come on the channel and give me and my viewers a bit of an insight into your event and what it takes to organise such an event? What kind of challenges do you face? What kind of things are you excited about? What does it mean to be a convention organiser? And just give us a little peek behind the curtain, not just into the actual event, the Figure Collectors Con that's taking place in the spring, but also a little insight into who a convention organiser is and what it takes to organise an event of this nature. So join me now as we travel back in time to when I met John before Christmas and see what he's got to say and learn a bit about convention organising. Okay, well, enjoy. Yes, okay then, folks. Well, here we go. Here's John on that side of the screen from me. John doesn't know this, but he's had the big up in a little intro leading into this. That he's not seen yet. I'm recording it without him seeing it. But he's had a little big up.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, start. Oh, I'm blushing.
I've been watching after going, oh my God, he said what?
You're always your own worst critic, John. You're always your own worst critic, yeah.
That's very true.
But as I've just mentioned in that intro, John ended up in my sphere, in my world, because John is organising a figure collecting convention. Literally just up the road from me, and he got in touch. We just started talking, and I said, "Hey man, get on the YouTubes with me, and let's have a chat about it." So John's going to give us all an insight into the behind-the-scenes world of organising an adult collecting convention, or would you call it adult collecting convention? What's the sort of label you use?
I'm literally saying it's adult collecting, to be fair. I am. Yeah, definitely an adult collector's fur. That's it. Put my tongue back in. It's definitely an adult collector's fur.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, John, let's give the audience a bit of your credentials, because you're a Transformers guy, aren't you, by heart?
I am, yes. I am indeed. I literally have I started off on Instagram back in September of 2019 as Legends of Cybertron, which basically was like little miniature Transformers, whether it be third party or Hasbro. And it's just basically grown from there. I started doing reviews. I started doing, I've got my own little shop going as well. Online presence, you know what I mean? Sure. And I've been to it was TF Nations Minicon beginning of the year. Sure. Just for selling, just to see how it went, and went pretty decently well, to be fair. Good. I'm mainly Transformers, but I do have the odd, I think there's memory toys. I've got memory toys. I've got a couple of Funkos. There's Doctor Wu. I've had Doctor Who in the past. Yeah. But that was like a Jodie Whittaker, figure, which kind of stayed in the TARDIS and then, disappeared. Probably into the future. Through time, absolutely. Went in time.
Time and space.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, very good. So you know the scene well. You're a member of the community. We're obviously here to talk about Figure Collectors Bolton. So let's talk a little bit about the convention, because that's the piece, I suppose, the centerpiece of this interview that I want to get behind the scenes of. So I think it would be prudent, first and foremost, to give us the lay of the land. So where's it happening? What's happening? When's it going on? All that stuff.
Fair enough. Well, Figure Collectors is being held at the Bolton Stadium Arena inside the Liner Vienna suite. It's quite a nice suite, to be fair. It's massive. You get another room besides that that comes along with the suite. You can get a good 35 to 40 stalls in one side, and then the other side, I was going to use it as a bit of a chair and situation, so people could just go and have a rest. But I'm going to end up doing the collectors panel in there, but we'll talk about that more after.
Yes.
Yes. It's, anyway, so Bolton Stadium Hotel, the Line of Vienna Suite, and it's literally Saturday, the 30th of March, 2024 or 2024.
Excellent, yeah, not far away then. So what are we on
Not
now?
far away.
December. Yeah, so like just over 3 months, my man.
Yes, it is indeed.
Are you at panic stations yet, or is it not quite there?
It's squeaky bum time now. I think Alex Ferguson is. One of them is like, oh, hang on a minute, it's three more months to go. Oh dear, right, okay, it's kicking in now.
It certainly feels like it's picking up momentum though, because I've been following your social media posts, particularly Instagram, but I've been following you on Facebook and stuff as well. And you're announcing new stuff all the time, or you're saying, hey, check out, I've got a new exhibitor, or got a new store coming, or the panel that you just mentioned, which we'll absolutely get into, because that's you pulled a blinder on that one.
Yeah, it's a good looking panel. That. Go on, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, so as I say, it does feel like it's picking up momentum, and it's getting some good energy about it. It seems there's members of the community being responsive. So yeah, definitely. I did think to myself, I bet he's starting to feel a bit tense now.
No, not at all.
Like a duck on the water, in it, John, with the legs going underneath.
Yeah. It's like the Flash, but I'm not running. I'm actually sinking at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll talk about some of that stuff, about the organising, some of the challenges and all that. But one thing that I was curious about in particular was, what would inspire someone like yourself, an action figure collector, a little bit of a social media presence, does a little bit of podcasting and blogging and stuff, to decide one day, I'm gonna have a crack at this for myself. I'm gonna put on a convention.
Well, to be fair, it's one of those things. I used to go boot fairs with my dad a long time ago, right? Obviously, I know a convention is nothing like a boot fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always used to like the whole getting up at 5 a.m, loading the car up, going off to, it was St. Helens car boot sale back then, or Horwich.
Sure. Yeah.
Massive place, the Horwich and St. Helens, but obviously they've been kiboshed since. And we used to go, and we used to like set up stall and whatnot, and be freezing with our cold sausage butties and whatnot, and a flask of tea.
Yeah.
And I've always just liked the standing behind a trader's stall and selling. I mean, I'm in with retail as it is. I work at Tesco, so I'm kind of like, I'm there all the time. And when it was, obviously, when you start to collect figures and stuff like that, going through the years, you start going to different conventions. You start going to places like Barry Potter fairs.
Sure.
And I love it. I absolutely love going to fairs like this. But in order to do something what I'm doing, it needed to be different compared to what everybody else was doing. And I've always wanted to do my own little convention. And it's just more, how can I say that? It's more rewarding for me if I'm going through the motions trying to get things going. It's like, I know that obviously I was at TF Nations Minicon beginning of the year.
Sure.
And I spent most of my time standing behind the stall. Never really went to anybody else's stall. Just basically talking to people, selling the stuff I had on the stall. And I like the whole environment. You meet people you've never met before. You talk to like-minded people, and it's good. I just like that sort of stuff.
Excellent.
And I mean, I've always wanted to do a convention. I've been trying to do a convention for years.
Oh, okay.
And something always goes along, and I end up not being able to do it. And I think this year when it come along, I was like, I'm going to do it this year. Definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it small. I'm going to keep it real as I can. Not trying, even though I'm always trying to run before I can walk. You know what I mean? Because it's like my mind starts running, going, "Oh, I could do that, could do that, could do it." No, rein it in. And I just said to my wife, I'm doing it this year. I'm getting it done. I'm going, and I'm going to get it sorted, get it started. I'm not going to give up this time, even though if something comes along, I'm going to deal with it and carry on with it.
Excellent.
It's one of them. So
Excellent.
here I am.
So it's a dream come real, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So, but I love what you're saying there because as a convention attendee, it's always a time where I hook up with people that I don't see all year round. Friends that we're all spread across the UK and further afield. I've been to conventions overseas and stuff, and we talk just on Discord or Facebook Messenger. Or I see them very infrequently in cons where you hook up with them, you go for a beer in the evening, but you wander around and enjoy the sights and sounds of the con during the day, and you make new friends. There's retailers. I'm a bit of a tabletop gamer on the side as well, and there's retailers in the tabletop game world that I'm now friends with that I know and I see every year at the same convention, and so I love that. Yeah, absolutely. It's just it's about that feel of community. That's wonderful. Yeah.
It's also more of a community-based convention too. That's how I'm looking at it, rather than just being, actors and whatnot coming along on a guest panel. And I want it to be more content creator-wise, for people.
Lovely.
Let's get it all together.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So let's take that a little bit further then, John. So just give us a bit of a feel for what attendees could expect to experience on the day. What kind of things will they see? What kind of things will they hear?
Well, first off, we've got the Cosmaniacs, which is basically your cosplay competition. There's like 3 different age brackets to that.
Awesome.
You've also got a custom figure competition coming to an end, because everyone likes a custom figure, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you think to yourself, why did Hasbro not do that? Well, then you think, that's so good. Hasbro, you look at what they're doing. That's really good. Anyway, that's something else.
I've got a mate, John, just to jump in quickly there. I got a mate who, in fact, is his name's Eric. He's the first installment of this interview series on this channel, and there's a strange thing going on in the G.I. Joe world where he makes a custom and then they announce that character to be released to show a digital render a matter of weeks later, and he's utterly convinced they're stalking him.
They're like stalking him and going, we're not going to hire him, but he's done that one next. Right, okay, we'll do this. It'll only take us a week to get it out.
He'll be watching this. They're stalking you, Eric. They're stalking you.
They're stalking you, lad.
Anyway, John, sorry to interrupt. You reminded me of that. So you've got Cosmaniacs, got your custom figure competition. What else?
We've got obviously the collectors panel, which is hopefully going to have at least 5 different content creators on there.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit because I think there's some juicy stuff there.
Some good names on that so far. Yeah. And 2 of the lads who are on the custom. 2 of the lads who are on the collectors panel are also doing their own Geek Week in review at the event.
Oh, nice.
So they're actually going to be interviewing one of the other lads. In fact, they've asked if they can interview whoever comes to the panel, really, which is fine. No biggie to me. They're like, I'll ask for you, no problems. Well, so far there's nobody else on the panel yet. So, one of them. But once I do get someone on, it's like one of those things where you message the people who want to be on the panel, that type of thing, and then you go, oh, by the way, this bit, I'll have to add this bit on there. Would you like to be interviewed by Geek Week in Review as well? Because they're going to the event doing that. But it's like not a knock-on effect. What's it called? I can't think of the word now.
Butterfly effect.
Yes, pretty much like that. Yeah. So it's ongoing, shall we say?
Yeah. Awesome.
And besides that, we've got traders, we've got an expo going on. I mean, I'm trying to make the expo as good as possible, Yes. It is my first event, so I'm not trying to make it massive, but I also at the same time want to make it enough for people to go, whoa, that was cool. I wonder what they'll do next year, that type of thing. So,
excellent. Yeah. And it's just the one day you're holding it on, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, just the one day. Just the one day, and it's opens at 9 o'clock in the morning, shuts at 4.
Lovely, yeah, great. You'll be doing full 4-day weekenders on it. Give you a couple of years, John.
Yeah, a couple of years. I'm going figure collectors this year. You going figure collectors?
You'll be taking over the NEC. Well, where are we now? 2023, 2028 figure collectors at the NEC. Hall 1. all weekend, Friday
weekend.
through Monday. Yeah. Well, it sounds awesome, and it's lovely and fantastic that that's you're giving something to the community in that way. And not only that, I just joked about the NEC, but that it's northern, regionally based. It's in a location you don't ordinarily kind of hear touted around for conventions of this nature and stuff either. They're usually down south or the Midlands, aren't they?
Yeah, they are normally. Which is also another reason why I chose Bolton, because it's not, I can say, it's more central for a lot of people. I mean, obviously, if I was to go to Manchester, the rate of the room would be a bit more. And obviously, obviously Manchester, Liverpool. But Bolton is well known as well. So I thought, well, because I've been a trader at BP Furs, I know how much the tables are there.
Yeah.
So if I keep the tables the same price as what they do, because it's just, I'm not trying to fleece people. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it was TF Nations Minicom was over 100 for a 6 foot space.
Wow. Not
that he's fleecing them. No. Or that I'm saying that, because they're not.
Location, man. Yeah.
Exactly. And it was Manchester. So, it's like swings and roundabouts. If I was doing it in Manchester, I would have probably had the tables of being that much. So it's one of them.
give it time, John. The art of the possible. You'll be there. Keep at it. Yeah. Keep at it.
I will. Definitely.
Right, so let's get into some of that behind the scenes stuff then, John. Let's get into we've got a picture of what the event's all about. It's your first time, so you'll be coming across things that, like myself, like many of the viewers, will have no clue are the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs that a convention organizer faces. So let's just get started right at the beginning, and just kind of a big picture, kind of what's the planning process for such an event look and feel like, the logistics, the organisation, all that stuff.
There's a lot behind it, to be fair. I mean, I knew there would be a lot behind it, but you've got to send emails, you've got to talk to people via Instagram or Facebook Messenger or YouTube. Obviously, besides the emails that you send out, you've also got to do your marketing, haven't you? You've got to be able to post your links and whatnot. And I'm doing it on my own, so it's more like...
I was going to ask you that, actually, whether you had a little team or anything.
No, just me, on my Todd. So that's why sometimes things don't get updated on the Facebook site or the Instagram account, because I'm constantly emailing people or constantly talking to different people to get onto the panel or traders. And it's like, it's not a knock-on effect. It's a slow process. But so that's what I mean. With it being my first event and I'm on my own doing it, I don't want to get people's hopes up and saying, oh, it's fantastic, it's the next MCM Comic Con, first year in. And it's just like, it ain't going to be like that. No. I'm trying to make it as good as possible. And at the same time, make it interesting enough for people to go, wow, this was awesome, I can't wait for next year. That type of thing. So
awesome, yeah. So communicating, marketing. I mean, how long ago roughly did you start in terms of the organisation journey?
It was about 3 months ago.
About 3 months ago. So by the time the event comes up, you'll have been on it for
6 months.
Good 6 months, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just another random tangent, sorry, John, for me. So we're two northern lads. We're two northern lads in England. You know what I mean? And I've got a lovely little viewing community, but a number of them are based in North America, Canada and the US. Yeah. And one of the things I often get comments about, swing by the video and have a look, because they'll be asking, they're like, what's a boot sale? And I just noticed that in conversation with you, I feel like my accent's thickened up a little bit because I'm talking to someone from up the road rather than the sort of the radio voice, Chris, that I put on for my videos.
If you would like me to talk like this, I will talk like this. I don't mind talking like this, Do you think they would understand me more? Do you see me Wigan accent come out? What the hell's that?
We'll see. Take a look at the comments. I'm sure someone will come out the woodwork.
All right.
I said something on a video the other week, and somebody dropped in and said, "What on earth are you on about?" what on earth you're on about? And it was just one of those classic ones. Like I think I'd said crisps instead of chips or something. You know. Anyway, random tangent. So yeah, about getting back on track. About 6 months. Yeah, that's a big lead in, isn't it? So does that include the kind of amount of time? So the venue, for example. I mean, how many venues did you look at and consider before pinning it down?
Actually, quite a few. I was looking at. I would say I was looking at Manchester, places in Manchester. I was looking at places in Liverpool. I even looked at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, but they never actually got back to me.
Oh, really?
Which was weird.
Calling you out, Winter Gardens.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that.
Get back to me, man, John.
And I was just like, I don't understand why they're not getting back to me. They're holding other conventions themselves, and I'm like, I don't get that. Oh well, never mind. So then I was like, well, I wonder what about Bolton then? Bolton Stadium. I thought BP fairs are always in there. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do my smaller, I can't have the same place where they normally have theirs, and I can't have it on the same day that they have theirs.
Of course. Because
they always have theirs on a Sunday, you see.
Yeah.
And, BP fairs are brilliant. I mean, when you go to a BP fair, you've got like 150 stalls that you can go around. But it's very, I would say, not that it's a bad thing, but it's like there's model cars, there's model trains, there's all sorts of different stuff, vintage figures. Yeah. But mine is more, how can I say, fandom based. It's more nerdy, more geeky.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was one guy who messaged me on Facebook a couple of months ago, and he said, well, why? Because I've reduced the actual prices of the tickets from 15 quid to a tenner. And I thought, he said to me, why would I pay £15 to come to your event when it's only £4 to get in a BP first? And I was just like, that's a fair comment. Well, when at first your pride's kicked a little bit and you go, yes, well, it might be £4, but, and I regret putting something down on there going, well, actually, it's this, and this, where mine is this, and this. And they were like, oh, well, fair point. I was just like, okay, I shouldn't have done it like that. Never mind. Oops. But like I say, it's a different kettle of fish. It's a different kettle of fish. Nothing against BP fairs at all. I like going BP fairs. It's one of them. And I like going conventions. And I'm just trying to do me own.
Yeah. It's about the demo you're going after, isn't it? That's the and the type of audience and attendee that you're rooting around for. But you're talking about vendors and retailers and all that kind of stuff. So you got started about 3 months ago. Got your venue picked. You want to fill the hall with some stuff.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you've mentioned panel members. You've mentioned your traders. So how does that work then? Do you go to them? Do you put the word out and wait for people to come to you? Is it some combination of the both? What's the approach for selecting your vendors, your retailers, your panel members, all that good stuff?
To be fair, I have sent out many emails to traders, and to be fair, there's not that many people got back in contact with me. Mm. Which I find very, very odd. But at the same time, it's coming up towards Christmas, and a lot of people go to, again, BP fairs, and I think they're waiting for after Christmas before they make a decision. Or we're waiting to see how big the convention is going to get.
Yeah,
I think it's all like a knock-on effect for them. There are a few people who I have actually contacted who go to these other fairs, and they've gone let me know closer to the, not close to the time, but towards Christmas-ish.
Yes.
And we'll make a decision then. And it's just okay, fair enough, no problems. But it's a not a long drawn out process. It's more hoping and praying that people actually want to be a trader there. I mean, at the moment I've got Starbase 55, he's going along.
Yes, yeah, I know Starbase 55. Yeah,
he's a brilliant guy. I've had a couple of stuff off him as well. We've also got the Retro Room, and he's coming all the way from Sunderland.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, and then obviously my mate Gareth, who Alpha Prime 88, he's using me and my convention as a stepping stone for TF Nation. Because he wants to sell his art at TF Nation, but he said, could I have a stall at yours? And was like, well, you're a mate. All right, fair enough. Of course you can. So he's bringing his artwork along to mine to sell at mine just to get a feel of what it'd be like at TF Nation. And then, obviously, I'll be having a stall myself.
Yes,
so I'd probably be a bit backwards and forwards on the day with the stall.
I was going to say, is that going to create some challenges for you when when you're out and about troubleshooting stuff and you got your stall on the go at the same time?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. It's definitely going to be doing that, I'm afraid.
Sure. But I can imagine the challenge. So the sending emails out, messaging, trying to organise stuff, people being reticent. Certainly for the first one as well, because you've got to establish. It's a bit of a catch-22, I suppose, for you, isn't it? Because you want to establish a bit of a foot in the market, as it were. But you can't get your foot in the market unless people want to come along.
Exactly.
And trade and exhibit there, but they don't want to trade and exhibit there unless you've got a foot in the market. So you just sort of go round and round.
Yeah, you're going round and round and round and round. So if they were to take a punt on me, that'd be brilliant, because I won't let them down. I mean, as it stands now, I mean, they've got literally, I think it's the choice of bringing their own backing table or I provide one for them.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm actually easy with that. I mean, if they were to buy themselves, say, 3 sets of stall spaces and then bring backing tables for each one of those, I'm absolutely fine with that.
So I didn't even think about that, about things like, because they've all got tables and display stands and what do you call them? A boards and
banners and things like that.
Banners and things. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And so have they got their own? Do they need some help with that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So you got all that stuff going on, which creates more emails, creates more instant messages, more text. It does. I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. So this sort of snowballing effect of things. Once they're going a little bit off script, I don't think it was surprising anyone to know that I gave John a list of questions before we got together. But just going to be off script. What off script? What's the weirdest kind of out there request that someone's come back at you with?
Nothing actually. Nothing at the moment.
Oh.
No, nothing at the moment. No, I mean, it's disappointing. Yeah, I'm not. It's one of those where I pick up my phone and go, "What?" No, I'm not. I'm nothing like that. Nothing at all.
That's good, but disappointing for content.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll let you know if anything changes up until you put the video on.
No worries. Yeah, we'll just cut it in. Yeah, we'll just cut it in.
Banner at the top there. John says after this interview.
After this interview, some strange request. I mean, I thought maybe a cosplayer might have made an odd request or something. For the cosplay
to be honest, I did actually ask on one of the cosplay groups on Facebook and said I'll be looking for judges, and one person did come through and go, "I'll judge for you," and I was like, "Oh, okay, fair enough, no problems." So I've not actually got back to her yet, but I will.
Right, there you go. He's getting back to you.
I'm getting back to her.
Cosplay person, yeah, real. Well, I suppose along the same sort of lines, though, like the things you wouldn't even think about. So, like challenges or stuff that comes out of the woodwork that I would never, in a month of Sundays, as just a convention attendee, even imagine is something a convention organiser's got to deal with. What kind of things have revealed themselves to you that you thought, oh, bloody hell, I've got to take care of that?
Well, when I went looking around the actual suite, they said like, oh, your tables will be provided for with the suite. I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough, no problem. And then literally, I think it was, when was it now? I think it was a couple of weeks later, I was emailing the lady who's not in charge anymore, somebody else who's took her place. And I was emailing her. And I said, oh, well, I'll probably need so many tables. Oh, well, you only get 23 tables. After that, you have to pay for them. And I was like, what? Do I? Yeah. And I was like, well, I didn't expect that. Okay, fair enough then. And then she went, oh, well, and if you need chairs and recording equipment and screens, and they're all extra. Like, oh, right, okay then.
Yeah.
Fair enough,
so,
right.
Yeah, so it starts to all pick up on the bill, yeah.
Yeah, it picks up on the old bill a little bit.
Which goes then to what you were saying before about, you know, when you're negotiating and discussing things with traders, what you're charging them to because you've got to factor in all those accruing costs. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. You see, so that's why sometimes obviously if you go to a Comic Con in Manchester or places like that, the actual obviously the tables being like over £100 for like a 6 foot space, you understand why now, because there's so many overheads that you have to account for, but you don't know about. So, like, obviously, you've got your catering. I mean, obviously, I think the bar's open on the day.
Oh, lovely.
But I'm kind of like leaving it. I can understand that the bar's open. We're getting some obviously snacks and whatnot in, so people can buy snacks and whatnot. But because it's next to Middlebrook Retail Park, you've got a Subway, you've got a Costa, you've got a McDonald's, you've got a Burger King, you've got a Pizza Hut, you've got an Asda. You know, there's loads. There's loads of places you can go and eat and go and have something to drink, have somewhere to sit down, and it's like a good area. It seems to have everything in it.
Yeah, but again, that's another part of the narrative, isn't it? Really, that you got. You know, I think of conventions I've been to, there has always been a bar or somewhere to sit down, eat and drink. I've been to a fair number at the Birmingham NEC, and that of course has got tons of stuff. You know, food stalls, and I went to one once that had you know, the Hilton Hotel section. Are you familiar with the NEC, John?
I'm not familiar with it. No, I've not actually been down there.
Okay, well, so there's a couple of hotels around the area because of Birmingham Airport, and there's a Hilton Hotel that's a part of the wider complex, and their car park becomes like a foodie village with just all these visiting like food trucks and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So they fill up the car park with stuff like that, and that's all that extra kind of stuff, isn't it? That for me, again, I've been to that convention. I've been several times over the last couple of years. And I didn't even think that, somebody's ringing these people and saying, do you want a spot at my...
yeah, exactly.
every thing, you know what I mean? I just take it for granted, So, getting your accruing costs covered, that's a challenge. But like you said before, I suppose the balance then is about you don't want to overcharge the traders, you don't want your entry ticket to be too high.
Exactly.
Because then that discourages attendance.
Exactly.
Yeah,
this is why I dropped from 15 down to 9. Well, 10. So it's more affordable as well, especially this day and age, for a lot more people. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Any other kind of challenges that?
Basically, talking to people who want to come on the panel. It's pretty much like the traders side of it. You're emailing quite a lot of people, but at the same time, you're looking at what content they have.
Sure.
You know, not necessarily the amount of people who follow them, but more like the people on YouTube, like yourself. Like, you know, it's like if you're into Star Wars or G.I. Joe, how many videos have you got of those? How many reviews? How many, hauls have you got? That sort of thing. And there's many YouTube channels I've come across that I never knew about, because I'm always like Legend Scale Transformers. That's me.
That's your bag.
And then I go, that Memory Toys Gorilla. That's all right, isn't it? Legend Scale, New Age, Magic Square, Iron Factory. So it's good in one respect, because I get to find out who else is out there and who else knows more about different things than I do.
Sure.
So, I mean, when I contacted you, it was a G.I. Joe, were you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, there is an awful lot of G.I. Joe on my channel. Yeah. That's kind of my favourite line at the moment, so I'm collecting it heavily and covering it heavily. That's why I used to, probably like yourself with Transformers, I imagine we're of the same generation there. Back in the 80s, it was Action Force that I was playing with on the living room carpet, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Action Force. Star Wars.
and Star Wars. Yeah, I got a little bit, I'm not... I think people think I'm a G.I. Joe channel because I do an awful lot of coverage of it, because it's like the hot thing for me at the minute. But I dipped my toe in a few other bits. But yes, that's what you contacted me for.
That's why. It was good for that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, brilliant. So it's hustling basically. It's just an awful lot of hustling. Sounds like to me. Yeah.
I feel like Del Boy from Wigan. Probably a Joe Boy.
Get your red and white carrier bag out. Yeah,
Run along with suitcase.
It's the fuzz, quick.
Yeah.
So that's the challenges and some of the tougher part. What's been the easiest or most rewarding element of organising it all?
Actually, all of it. To be fair, I mean, I know it sounds like really cliche, but I like organising stuff. It's like how can I say this? Well, to explain it, I've got to actually literally tell you about Football Manager, the game itself, right?
Okay, yeah,
right. I know it sounds really weird, but you'll understand why. I love the transfer window on the actual game. I get to buy and sell the actual players, make a team up, make it better, and then eventually, when the actual team is spot on, you start winning all the trophies, especially with like whatever formation you've got, what players you're playing, you know what players go where, what formations go well against other formations, that sort of thing. Excuse me. And that is pretty much how I like to look at things when I'm doing stuff like this, because I like to organise it,
right,
and I like to plan it all, and then I'm always thinking ahead about what I could do next. So like a couple of weeks ago, I came up with the collector's wall. So anyone that wants to put the collection on a piece of, on like a photograph or whatever, and they send it to me, I'll just put it on just like a billboard type poster that I'll have at the event with your name under the actual either YouTube or Instagram or whatever, so people can see you and come along and follow you or whatever. You know, it's like that sort of thing. Like I say, it's all content created, like the whole event, and it's more like so people get to know all the different people, you know. And I just like that sort of stuff. I like thinking about what I could do and organising it and getting, planning it, and yeah, it's all rewarding. I'll be bored when it's all really
rewarding. Yes, yeah. Well, there'll be the next one then. There'll be the next one because you'll get your feedback and you'll start looking at stuff and
give myself a month off.
Yeah, well, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah,
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be bored that month when I've got it off. When I've got the month off, and then I'll be like, yeah, I've got to get on to it now. Second one.
Very good. Well, John, I suppose what that leads us really neatly into then, you're talking about the getting to know people, the community interacting. That's the bit on the day, isn't it? That community engagement, that that attendee interaction and stuff. So let's talk a little bit around that kind of stuff. And I suppose the main question there is, or not the main question, to build on an answer you gave a bit earlier. Oh, is that the cat?
That's the cat. That's Marvel.
Hey,
Marvel. Marvel. Who's that? She's not impressed. She's not impressed. It's fine. Right, she's hungry. She's hungry for food. Yeah.
She pestering for dinner. Yeah. I've lost me. Marvel's too distracted. I've lost my train of thought now. What was saying? So you've got some pretty exciting panel members. You've said one of your driving forces about content creation and community-driven activity. I've kept you on the back burner with that all the way through the interview. Let's do the big reveal. You've got some really well-known names turning up.
I have, which I'm still pinching myself, if you know what I mean. I'm just like, really? I got it? Oh, God, awesome. I've got Stu Adams coming along, who everyone knows from the Toy Grind, obviously.
Yeah.
Big
Hasbro Pulse guest presenter fame. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Such a great bloke as well, by the way.
Sure.
Such a nice lad. Then you've also got Jacob's Toys, who obviously will be talking about Marvel. Not that Marvel, proper Marvel.
I'm here on the panel to talk about John's cat. Oh, right, okay.
And then we've got Ash, who is also known as Super Sorrel. He has like between him and Jacob's Toys, they have like at least 50,000 subscribers between them.
Yeah.
And
then Thu's got that many just on his own.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's brilliant to have these three lads involved, and I still want two more. It's
Yeah. Hey, folks, it's Future Editing Chris here, just interrupting the interview for a brief moment to let you know that since John and I sat down and recorded this that you're watching now in December, he has indeed secured more panel members for his convention panel. There's a total of 6 turning up. So in addition to the 3 that John just named, we now have Fuller's Figures. That's Connor, a good friend of this channel and an excellent G.I. Joe reviewer. He's there to talk about G.I. Joe, in fact, so go check Connor out. But finish this one first. We then also have Lightning Collector to talk about Power Rangers and AJWF to talk about wrestling figures. So a tremendous spread across all the various kind of little collecting niches and action figure interests in the community there, and a full 6 panel members that John has managed to get together. I'm sure you'll agree, an excellent selection of folks to be talking about those and sharing the experience with. So if the first 3 that John told you about doesn't convince you, then this back 3 most certainly will.
The whole plan of it is to just get a good community-based chat going between everyone who's on the panel and everyone who turns up and who wants to ask questions, you know, and that's pretty much it. It's. I'm still, like I say, I'm still trying to pinch myself really with the 3 lads that's coming along. And
yes.
Obviously you've got Jacob's Toys and Super Sorel who's doing their own Geek Week in Review during the day. They'll also be interviewing Thew for their channel as well. So, I mean...
Yeah, a lot of activity, a lot of hustle. Yeah, Thew's, well, all 3 of them are a great catch. I'm familiar with all 3 of their... their content. It almost amazes me that when you're naming names like that you even bother, that you reached out to me, John.
No, honestly, no.
With my little corner of the...
Oh, yeah, look, end of the day, mate, it's I don't just, like I said, I don't just go off the followers. I don't just go off that. I go off how you record your videos. I go off how I think you are and things like that. And I try and base it so everyone's going to play off each other. You know?
Right, yeah.
So it's more like I said, trying to get a good convo going between everyone. I mean, everyone who turns up to ask questions, everyone's on the panel. People on the panel will be able to talk back and, obviously not argue, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Well, I don't know. It could get pretty heated between Transformers fans and Marvel Legends fans. You know what I mean?
Oh God, yeah. I'll tell you what though, if anyone starts bringing up who's Rumble and who's Frenzy, I'm out of there. Panel's getting shut down straight away. Yeah. See ya.
I'm done. Let's kill this.
Ding ding. End up. Stop.
Or maybe you should. Maybe you should encourage it and just settle it once and for all.
Oh right. No, I'm going. I can get on microphone. Hasbro teamed up with Super 7 and Rumble is blue. Enough.
Done.
Done.
Yeah, here first, folks. But it sounds like a really exciting panel, and obviously it just gives it some more flavour, a little step above the just walking up and down your aisles or whatever. You've got a kind of a central community moment, along with obviously the custom competition, because so that'll be like a little award ceremony and stuff, I imagine, where you get folks together. And
I am actually trying to get hold of someone who will be able to design an actual custom figure as like a trophy.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at, and I have been looking at a guy called, what's his name, 16J.
Oh right, okay.
He has some brilliant custom Star Wars figures.
Right.
And one of the Star Wars figures he has is Qui-Gon Jinn, but he's a Sith.
Oh, wow.
It's very nice.
Just say his name again, John. Sorry.
16J.
16J.
Yeah.
I'll track him down.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, honestly, he has some really nice custom figures. But yeah, I did reach out to him. There was somebody else I reached out to. I can't remember his name now. And it's just something I want to try and look at, like a little bit of a trophy that's a custom-made trophy. People go, oh, I won this at custom thing, the first one. I was the first winner, that sort of thing. And that is actually pretty much it. I just trying to get things going though. Like I said, It's an ongoing process. Email after email after email. I'm surprised I've still got the fingers like, but
Just typing and typing and typing. Yeah, well, if there's anyone out there watching, drop me a line and I'll put you in touch with John if there's any way you can help and support further with that. Definitely, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Is there any particular trends or stuff going on in the adult collecting community, the adult collecting world right now that sort of influenced any of your decisions at all, John, or about how you go about putting it together?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously you've got Marvel as well. Obviously, at the moment, they literally with, just coming off the back of Avengers, going into the next phase. Then you've got Star Wars. Obviously, Star Wars are still doing. What's the word now? Like all the Black series that come out, for like all the old type of characters and whatnot, Ravan and figures like that. And then obviously you've got Transformers, where you've got your custom Transformers, you've got your third party, you've got your KO Transformers, and it's just it all interests me. It's one of those where it's like I need to have all that sort of element in the convention, and so it's like a lot more bigger base for the people that turn up, because a bit more. Can't just have like just pure Lego or something like that. Or, I mean, you can, but
you could,
then you'd expect nothing but Lego fans to turn up, or nothing but Transformers fans to turn up, or it's so on and so forth. So I'm trying to involve everything, so everyone gets a good old crack of the whip sort of thing.
Yeah, a nice broad selection of fans, coming along.
Because when you think about it, the figures are not just articulated. You've got your statues, you've got your mini ones, you've got your large figures.
Yeah.
So it's all figure based. If I can just get people on, and bring them along.
Yes, absolutely, because there's all these little break off niches and stuff everywhere, isn't there?
There is. There is.
I'm a relatively mainstream guy, but I've got some friends who the more one of my friends is particularly interested in import stuff. Oh, hello, Marvel.
Mind the cat.
Feed me.
Hello, love. Go on over it. Yes, she's excited. Go on over there. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Yeah, I was just talking about my mate. He's big into Japanese import type stuff. That's his big. That's his. His deal. But another friend of mine is he's a painter. So he wants unpainted statues and unpainted miniatures that he can do for himself. But we're all mates, so we all talk and move in that same wider community circle and interact with each other and things, that's awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck there, John, getting a broad and wide selection together for everybody.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. But that panel should, shout that from the rooftops, particularly in the Transformers, Marvel Legend, Ninja Turtles. I think those three areas would be very interested in the stuff. Ash does a lot of turtle stuff, doesn't he, if I remember right?
He does do some turtle stuff as well, definitely. Yeah. He's into horror dolls at the moment, or collecting horror dolls.
Right, okay.
But,
flavour of the month for him. Well, that sounds cool, excellent. Right. Yeah, so, John, I think we've been going for a good old 50 minutes or so there. So I'll start bringing us to a close. But what I will say is take another opportunity to promo the stuff up, let the viewers know where it's going down, what's the whys, the wherefores.
Okay, right. Come on down to Good Old Figure Collectors, Saturday, the 30th of March, 2024, between 9 and 4 in the daytime. Obviously, don't come in the daytime. That went totally wrong then. Never mind, it's fine. No. It's not night time anyway.
So we're banging on the door at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Hey, I thought there was a convention on here today. No, sure, no, we're done now. Bye.
That'd be good for the bar, though, I suppose, that you were talking about earlier.
To be fair.
Good for the bar. Yeah, excellent. And just tell everybody a little bit. Let's get you a bit on for your Insta page and for your podcast that you do.
I've got like loads of Insta pages. I'll start naming them. You got Figure Collectors. You got Legends of Cybertron, obviously, because that's my little Transformers figures page. Legends Scale Collector. I've also got the old New Legends order, which will be for my own Legends figures that I'm designing. Obviously, I've got a designer doing that for me. Good lad. Sure. Obviously, Figure Collectors on Twitter. It's on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. There's a Facebook group, Facebook page. Come on down.
Great, brilliant, yeah. Folks, I'll gather all those links off John and make sure I've got them in the description down below. So if anyone wants to go and find out more or get in touch, or if you're a retailer, a trader, a potential panel member, a potential custom figure contest contributor, anything of that nature, then I'll make sure all the links are down below, or drop me a line. You've all got my info, and I'll get you in touch with John. But I suppose that all that remains to say, John, is thank you so very much for coming on and having a chat and giving us all a little bit of an insight into the world of first-time convention organiser and the trials and tribulations. I'll make sure we hook up and I'll find out how it's gone for you. I sadly can't go, which is a shame.
I know, I'm gutted about that myself, to be fair, but, next year.
Next year, that's it, because of course this isn't going to be the end, is it, my man?
Oh, is it? Hell, no. No. Next year as well, mate.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know what that face was then. I don't know what that found.
No, I received it. I received it in the manner in which it was given, my man. Yeah,
fair enough.
I'll have a lovely tan if that's any consolation. I'll be coming back from your holiday. You'll be conventioning it up all stressed out, and I'll be,
the pillar behind you like that.
On the lounger, with my cocktail, enjoying my little family holiday over the Easter break, So there's always next year, but absolutely, man. Best of luck. I wish you all the goodwill in the world, because I really want it to succeed. I think and it sounds like just your energy and your passion for it's going to take it to the finish line. I've no doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, well, thank you very much, John. We'll wrap it up there, folks. I'll take it into solo Chris for the outro. Well, there we are then, folks. I hope you enjoyed listening to my conversation with John as much as I enjoyed getting together with him and recording it. Tremendous fellow, real passionate about getting this convention off the ground, and I'll reiterate what I said at the end of the interview there, just with that energy, with that passion, with that enthusiasm for it. I'm absolutely certain it's going to be a great success. He's got loads of goodwill, super community support from fantastic content creators who it's worth going for the panel alone, I think, despite my absence from the panel, of course. But I'll tell you what, if you want to drop in the comments down below the question you might have asked at the panel, then I'd encourage you to do that, or if there's anything you want me to get across to John, then I will do. In the meantime, head on to the comments. All the links that I mentioned, or John mentioned throughout the course of the interview, will be down there, so you can go follow his socials, get up to speed with what's going on. I'll put the Eventbrite link in there, so you can go and book yourself on to, buy some tickets, not book yourself on, buy some tickets, and also follow John in some of his own content creation endeavours. If you, like me, have been won over by his wonderful northern Wigan charm there, then maybe you'll enjoy listening to some of the podcasting and Transformers content that he makes. But that's it. I'm done. I'm out of steam. Did you see that? Just fizzled out. So I'll just say ta-ra now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you around these parts again sometime soon. See you later, folks.